Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're discussing the IWC Vintage Pilot's Watch Hand-Wound 1936. This is the reference 3254-01, debuted in the anniversary year of 2008. You can see and you can purchase this vintage-style pilot's watch, a tribute to IWC's first from the 1930s, on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos. Please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this IWC Vintage Pilot's Watch Hand-Wound. Now, the watch on my wrist represents a tribute to the very first Pilot Special of the 1930s, released by IWC. It lends its style to the watch on my wrist, but the watch on my wrist is of the 2008 anniversary year, meaning modern luxury watch fit, finish, and proportions. 44 millimeters across the round of the case, not inclusive of the crown, which is a large onion aviator style. You can see the watch isn't excessively thick. Considering its breadth across the wrist, it's only 11.7 millimeters thick, with a generously sloped coined or knurled style aviation bezel. It will slide easily under a dress cuff, and it's not as large as it seems. From lug to lug, it's exactly the same in dimension as a 44mm Panerai Luminor, so if you ever wore one of those for reference, you know you can wear this. I'll also say that the watch wears easily on a smaller wrist thanks to lugs that curve down sharply and wrap around rather than flare out over the edge of a wrist. You can also see how the strap pulls straight down unconstrained to wrap a smaller forearm like myself. I'll also mention that though my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and I may as well show you one more time, I believe this watch can be worn comfortably and with security on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters in circumference. Now, the timepiece features all of the aviator style cues. You can see a simple faceted, polished, and satin-finished stainless steel pin buckle for quick on-the-fly adjustments and a vintage profile. Likewise, a very robust, thick, sheer-cut calfskin strap with a contrasting patina-style stitch, and a case that is handsome and even a little bit nuanced in its use of double-finish, satin and polish, giving way to a bezel that is held on by very small screws, Breitling style, very securely assembled. Now, I will say that like a true pilot's bidirectional bezel, this one moves with a firm, damped action that is very refined and creamy, and I might even say requires a certain amount of muscle to move, properly so, as you wouldn't want the bezel to be excessively mobile. This is a watch that you can use in the fashion of a diver to align the index either with the hour or the minute hand, both cathedral style in this case, to time an interval between 0 and 60 minutes, or if you were to align with the hour hand, 0 and 12 hours. Now, the dial is simple with a vintage fashion, both in the use of the railroad track minute scale outboard and the use of the vintage font for the fully luminescent Arabic numerals. The hands likewise glow as a torch, and at 6 o'clock you see a sub-second sub-register with its own sector design and mini railroad track calibrations. Turn the watch over and you can see an IWC pocket watch caliber. It is truly a vintage style center wheel Jones Arrow Index IWC pocket watch caliber, manually wound with a 46-hour power reserve. It's a case study in classical watchmaking. You can see the watch has a crown that turns a crown wheel, that turns a ratchet wheel, fixed by a click in the click spring, transmitting power through the center wheel, third wheel, fourth wheel, escape wheel, which you can see easily, as well as the alternating pallet anchor, impulsing an enormous pocket watch style balance that's almost a third of the diameter of the movement itself. 18,000 vibrations per hour. You can just see the doubled over hairspring, which is a Breguet style overcoil, so no matter what attitude or orientation relative to gravity a vintage style aviator might find himself, the watch will ensure that its hairspring beats concentrically with minimal deviation due to position. Now, the watch does feature a hacking function such that a hacking lever, and you can actually see it, it's so large, you can see it just under my thumb, moving in and out at the outer circumference of the balance wheel. Like I said, this is a movement that keeps no secrets and betrays all. If you love traditional watchmaking, you're going to love this caliber. Now, this is what IWC calls caliber 98300. It's part of the 98,000 pocket watch series. Beautifully made, nicely finished with Côte de Genève across the bridges, a three-quarter style bridge in pocket watch fashion with golden chaton rings, as well as a beautiful engine-turned perlage across the base plate. Handsome, simple, classical in architecture. The watch itself is classical in detail, a handsome and versatile modern sports watch, as at home in a business suit as it is in a flight suit. You can see and you can own this one on our website.